We about to get balls pumping. You wanna see a show? Stick around and you'll see something. Other blocks repping chains. Can't be coming. Big TV coming. We coming. We coming. We coming. We coming. Top spot incoming. When we market cap, don't be nothing. We got to make a pulse feel something over here. No fucking. We about to put a stop to me. Hunting only wants to shield.
Richard's on the run, so they say. Flight from Finland, he's gone MIA. Tax evasion's the word on the street. Now Interpol's chasing, he's on the run. Where's Richard? Where are the watches? Used to flex him in the streams, now Interpol's watching. Bitcoin and diamonds, all gone astray. What's left to show if he streams today? He once ruled with style, a crypto king. Now he's hiding out, no Rolex bling. Every whisper, every clue's a tease. Richard's a phantom, a ghost on the breeze. Where's Richard? Where are the watches? Used to flex him in his streams, now Interpol's watching. Bitcoin and diamonds, all gone astray. What's left to show if he streams today? Did he flee to Dubai or a private isle? Is he plotting his comeback in luxury style? Or hiding in shadows, no spotlight to glow? Richard, oh Richard, where did you go? So we're left guessing, scrolling the chain, waiting for updates, but it's all in vain. Where's Richard? Where are the watches? The saga continues while everyone watches. He once ruled with style, a crypto king. Now he's hiding out, no Rolex bling. Every whisper, every clue's a tease. Richard's a phantom, a ghost on the breeze. Where's Richard? Where are the watches? Used to flex him in his streams, now Interpol's watching. Bitcoin and diamonds, all gone astray. What's left to show if he streams today? Did he flee to Dubai or a private isle? Is he plotting his comeback in luxury style? Or hiding in shadows, no spotlight to glow? Richard, oh Richard, where did you go?
The content shared in this YouTube video, as well as any resources linked below, is not intended to be interpreted or relied upon as financial advice. We are not lawyers, accountants, or financial advisors, nor do we claim to be. The information provided is not a replacement for personalized financial advice from a qualified professional who understands the specific details of your situation. While we strive to ensure the accuracy and value of the information shared on this channel and through associated resources, it should not be considered a recommendation to avoid consulting with a financial professional. Always seek guidance from a trusted expert to address your unique circumstances.
Konnichiwa! Welcome into the shit show, you guys. It's Monday open mic. Just gonna wait for a couple people to hop in here. I do have some things that I want to share. Obviously, some of my comrades are off to Panama. If you don't know, Randy Hilarski, the No Permissions Group, is hosting its first annual meetup. They don't just talk about crypto. They talk about gold, silver, all that kind of good stuff, second passports, healthy lifestyle, maybe off-grid living. A lot of them are down there. I believe further in the week that we'll be having some star guests come on the show, and that should be exciting, live from Panama. So you got Vets in Crypto, you got AJRipCity down there, you got SJ, RG3, Corey Investor, Corey Geary, all kinds of people down there just networking. And I always say that your network is your net worth. And I do plan on going to Vegas. We are sponsoring a hole for Vets in Crypto, King Pooey, and Queen Pooey down in Vegas. It should be an exciting time. I know on March 9th, for me for the foreseeable future. It's my birthday on March 9th, so I'll be at the golf tournament. I do plan on having, just like last time at the first annual golf tournament at the Pulse Masters, I went ahead and recruited some semi-pro golfers, and I recruited them for the Hex team. And you know what? They won. But this year, I'm going to recruit them for the King Pui team. And I'll probably get some females for the Queen Pui team because really, we're trying to uplift the queens. And with that being said, I'm going to show my screen. There's a particular person in the Pulsechain community that is doing amazing things. And so I'm going to go ahead and present my screen here. And I just want to showcase her, Whitney Magic. If you guys don't know, Whitney Magic over here is doing amazing things. Look, even Queens of Millions. She's doing amazing things, you guys. I really love what she's doing. Hopefully you can see this part. She has a website out here. She's gonna she obviously does a crypto course, Queen of Millions. Awesome stuff. It's kind of her niche, if you will, where she takes women, she shows them the ropes of DeFi and crypto. And then you come over here to her other website. Look at her and her beautiful friend. They already have like 800 women. I don't know if it's like an online thing, but they're doing an amazing thing. 800 women tomorrow. I believe that you could go to this website. I'll put it in the chat right now. Check it out. Join. Very cool stuff, you guys. I'm really pleased to know her, to call her a friend. I'm really happy that she plans on coming on to the show, I believe, next week. So that's good stuff. Oh, shit. Shit show. You guys don't see that. All you see is this. All right, hang on a second. Let me pull up this. Present. Share screen. Share. We'll go to her. There it is. There it is. All right. There we go. So here's her website. I'll put this in the description, in the chat there for you guys to check out. You can sign up. Go check it out. She has like 800 women. I'm supposing that the dudes could go to. Just doing amazing stuff, you guys. Shout out to her. I plan on working with our back end team for King Pui and Queen Pui and integrating many of these legit crypto courses within it, so people will have access to basically just finding their niche. Not everyone is going to want to, integrate with what Whitney's doing. She has a niche with the women. We have obviously Hexecutioner TA. We also have KRJ. And if you guys don't know, we had an amazing TA charts on Saturday. We plan on doing that every Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we're going to have open mic on Monday. Tomorrow we have Richard Hart's brother coming on. So that's cool. He's definitely a character within himself, you guys. And then on Wednesday, we have Shill Gates coming on. And then we'll wrap out the week again with open mic. Like I said, many of my comrades are out and about. I want to give a shout out to, look at this guy. He's on a plane to Panama. Shout out Tracy G. Shout out Unio. Obviously, dude, you're always up in here. You're always doing your Telegram stuff. I appreciate it. Tracy G, KRJ, Smo Spider, KRJ, Tracy G. Who else we got? Tam, what's up, fam? Yeah. Tam, you're a queen. Much love. You and Whitney Magic. Whitney is awesome. We got all kinds of stuff. Snowy is up in the house. KRJ is up in the house. So I'm going to bring up the open mics. We love that KRJ represents, he loves Pulsechain, but he's cross-chain. Miss Snowy, she's a queen, but she's cross-chain, you guys. And I think that's where iron sharpens iron. I'm happy to have them in here so we could just kind of like, get sharper. So let me bring up Bang Bang.
Hey, there he is.
There we are. Welcome to the show, you guys. Thanks for hopping in here.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Miss Snow, if you don't know, KRJ's been helping us do TA and charts on Saturday. Just a wizard at it. And I think we're getting a lot of great feedback, buddy. And like you said, you've had shows where you've seen thousands. I think the more, broad that we could have, the show kind of be an open mic opportunity, exclusive on Tuesdays and Wednesdays to like projects and or just, obviously show Gates more of an influencer than anything. And then wrap it out with like a Thursday open mic, but then hit people with the alpha and the charts that they desire. And I think that as things expand and we have the queens come in, I wouldn't be surprised if there's certain particular times where they do the shit show when I'm sleeping. If they're in Australia or China, we just let them do their thing and let them cook.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Speaking of crypto and TA, did you see that drop we just had?
Boy,
all that.
Tell me about it, because I was aware of it just because I seen all the chatter, but I was so busy just focusing on so many other things that I didn't. So much of my stuff and conviction is like I'm not selling, so it's like my bags are packed. I'm doing all the right things, I believe, to continue to progress things that we're doing individually within King and Queen Pui and all the other things that sometimes I'm just like, what am I going to sell? Red candles? No, I'm not going to sell red candles. I know it's not going away. So what exactly happened? Was it Bitcoin, Ethereum, Pulsechain, everything across the board?
I'm paying a lot of attention to the SUI chain because SUI had such a big run up that it needs to get a healthy pullback. And I drew a channel in a midline, and it stayed perfectly within where it needed to be. So I was talking about us possibly having a drop, and it looks like SUI and DeepBook both came down to the level that we were supposed to be at. So I'll throw up my screen really quick since I'm playing around. But yeah, I've been scalping the crap out of this, making hundreds here, hundreds there. But
Okay.
I'm done with my trading, and I'm going to take my profits and set them off to the side because it's going to get pretty volatile right now. We might get another big drop here before February starts because people still don't have their tax returns back. So that's what we're counting on, the bullish narrative to start. So we'll let this pull back down for another week or two, maybe. But this was really an awesome drop for DeepBook and SUI. They might be turning around. So there's my present button.
And Miss Snow, if you're there, if you want to also share to your community, feel free to do so by all means. Miss Snow is probably sleeping because every time I turn on like Twitter there or whatever, she's like in every Twitter space. She's just, I don't know, either that or she's just being a mom too right now. So that's fine too. I appreciate that. I know that she like does so many things all at once, just like all of us. So what do we got going on here, man?
Your standard trading style with DeepBook and SUI. This is a last high right here before it went up, and it came down, retested that high. It did not close a candle body below that, so we're still looking at a really, really good reversal. But if we do end up coming back down and closing a candle body below here, we'll officially be in the bear market and running around.
Okay.
But I'm not bearish until I'm bullish.
Yeah.
Right now, this is the structure, the Elliott wave structure. So we hit here, and then we came down, and then we came up, which is the 1618. It hit perfectly. And then it came down, retested. This is the furthest down it can go before it invalidates this whole pattern. So from here, we should get a moonshot up for DeepBook. You got some resistance that still needs to be hit. As I'm looking at this, on the way down, it was the same thing. So we come down to this level right here. It got retested off that level. So still watching on the short term, but long term, it's extremely bullish. So midterm, this is what we're looking at. So I'm bullish right here. This is where I'm bearish. But yeah, I made a ton of money off this drop.
So
That's
what I'm
same. Yeah, so we're still looking good with those.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you this in the private chat real quick. What I want you to take a look at, KRJ, is we have Fat Sam in the background here. I think that it's an opportunity. He has the coin Post Bitcoin, which you're aware of. Maybe you could pull up the chart on that. We're going to pull up Fat Sammy right now, talk about it. This guy has his hands in the cookie jar all over the place. I love the last open mic as far as his collaboration and just talks with EcoBuilder and just willing to network and do things. So without further ado, Fat Sammy, what's up, buddy?
It's my new buddy.
Yeah.
I have to ask. No,
Hey.
I have to ask.
What's up, Miss Snowy?
Is your name Fat Sammy because you got your hand in the cookie jar?
You know, it was an old name. It's embarrassing. I used to do like rap battling when I was younger, and it was my stage name.
All right.
Oh, I want to battle
You know,
you.
you keep a name that you had for when you were like, 16 years old. So yeah.
I did not know you dropped bars, Fat Sammy.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Now he just drops charts.
I know. Hey, well, Miss Snowy, you're on the other side of the pond as far as us in the U.S. And I believe, Fat Sammy, you obviously, I don't know if you're over there now, but I definitely pick up on your accent. Like you guys originated from over in Europe. I don't know if you guys have ever met.
Sorry,
but...
sorry. We're not part of Europe. We're part of the UK.
Okay.
Ooh.
We invade
never
Europe.
say to
We invade Europe. We're not part of Europe.
You better
You
recognize.
never, you
I
never say to
know.
someone from the UK that he's from Europe, but you did not make Europe. Come on, no.
Where are you from, Snowy?
I'm from the Netherlands.
Oh, the Netherlands. Our old enemies.
Your old enemies.
Well, yeah.
You
You guys ran the
everyone's
show
your
for quite a
enemy.
while. We had quite a long war, I remember.
Yeah, but everybody's.
No,
your
I love the
enemy,
Netherlands. Beautiful country. Really nice place. I'm going there in March, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going there for.
Why would you come? Why would
I'm
you
going
come
over
to the
to
Netherlands
Brussels
in the
with
winter?
Eurostar, and then we're going to spend some time in Rotterdam, and then Utrecht, and then over to Amsterdam.
Well, Miss
Of
Snowy,
course,
when
Amsterdam.
I come out full-fledged doxed here, and I imagine it will happen in the future because there's a lot of things that I plan on doing that you just can't go throughout life in the real estate market if you're bringing it to blockchain and just be like, yeah, I'm crypto compassion. That probably just doesn't fly. But when I do, you'll recognize my last name and you'll be like, that's Dutch. So
Really?
yeah. I got family from over there. Actually, my family, I'm Dutch and Norwegian. My grandpa and grandma came to New York back in the 30s on the boat to New York, and so I'm 2 generations removed from, I guess, Europe, right? So
Yeah, I heard an interesting fact about, because New York used to be called New Amsterdam, right? Before it was called New York.
okay.
Because it was it used to have a lot of Dutch
Yeah.
settlers over there. And
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
the
not
term-
that surprised.
the terminology Yankee, of calling Americans Yankees, that's what us Brits call Americans. And I think that it was a kind of a bit of a joke because New York was so much dominated by the Dutch. They used to joke that so many of them were called Jan and the other ones were called Key or something like that. So then that's how Yankees became New York Yankees, and that name came about when it was New Amsterdam. So it's just a bit of interesting bit of history there.
Yeah, I like that. It's always good to hear like those weird nuances. People always say, "Oh, the Yankees, that's American blood." Yeah, okay. Sounds like it's different, huh?
That's a Dutch origin, yeah.
Yeah. So what you cooking on there, KRJ? I'm assuming you're kind of checking through that chart I sent you over or deck screen.
I'm just setting up the fibs right now.
Well, can I just say about that?
Which one?
At the moment, as you guys know, we're on Ethereum and we're on Pulsechain. We had something interesting today. All our stuff on Ethereum is paired with USDC. So we actually were going up today on all our assets on the Ethereum side, which was kind of crazy when everything was dumping. That's because we're tied with USDC. So I think this is what we've been trying to tell a lot of the Hex community. What we'd really like to see, I think, what would be really cool, it's very hard for Richard to do because he doesn't have centralized control. But I remember a long time ago, Richard was saying to a lot of the Hexicans, why do you keep pairing with ETH? Pair with USDC, because his original plan for Hex was the fact that it would not retrace as much in a bear market. That's why he got frustrated that the liquidity providers kept paying with ETH. So his original plan for Hex not to retrace so much was ruined because of people paying with ETH. So obviously, every time we got a bear market, we had that brutal 99% retrace, which makes everyone love to. Even if you go up 10,000x, everyone loves to go, "Oh, you're a scam! You've retraced 99%," even though you're still up hundreds and hundreds of percentages, right? So I think now that we have Pulsechain Hex, which I call the dominant Hex, the real Hex, and we have the legacy Hex, I think the way that we could kind of, instead of them competing against each other, I would love to see like the Hex, the eHex guys remove that Ethereum liquidity and provide USDC liquidity. And then what you could do is, rather than the hexes competing with each other, you could have P Hex that goes up in the bull market, right? When Ethereum goes up, when Pulse goes up, and then you can have a place for hexagons to sell their tops, because they're tied with PLS. They're not going to hold in a bear run. And then you exchange that and buy your hex on the ETH side and keep it level with a stable token, so you don't get the downside. And I think that way you keep the hexagons in the asset. It's just an idea, but that's kind of what we're doing with Pulse Bitcoin.
Yeah, all that kind of education stuff. Really, I mean, it's the kind of stuff that we need to do in crypto. I know that, like, when talking with Fast Abdul and so much what he's doing over there with 2Fucks, there's a lot of game theory and strategy for opportunities for people to really ride out the bear market, even in stablecoins. I mean, he's talking about putting together stablecoin pools in which people would be making like 30%, returns in a stablecoin. So, he's doing a lot of great things with 2Fucks as far as what they're doing and all those liquidity pairs, and I mean, it's crazy. Just Snowy, what you been seeing out there? Because I know that you're like in every Twitter space out there. And KRJ, I'll pull that chart up here soon.
Currently, everybody is crying, aren't they? So
okay, all right.
I mean, I honestly have not looked at a chart yet because I indeed have someone crying here as well. But as you can hear,
yeah. You got a new hexagon there, I hear.
Yeah, of course. That's why I jumped in. No, what has been happening? Solana obviously started to get hot with Trump doing his thing. Then everybody got angry because Melania decided to launch a Melania coin after that. Right. So that's basically what's been happening on the other side. ETH is dying still, and even worse now. And BSC is still dead. That's it, really.
Yeah. Let me pull up that chart. To that point, Miss Snowy, yeah, I know that a lot of Pulsicans have been really hoping that ETH would do its thing, and maybe that's the wrong thing. It sounds like we're placing too much hope on that, and we just need to just continue to build out. Obviously, there's a lot of money on the ETH side that if ETH price goes up, it could rotate into Pulsechain, and so. But that's just all hopeful.
In all honesty, I think it first goes to base, and that's not because Pulsechain is less or whatever, but that's where the focus lies for most people. Pulsechain, for some odd reason, is not that known yet.
Oh no!
And I don't know if that's tactic or not, but that money from ETH, in all honesty, I expect would go into base first. And then they get tired of base, and then they go like, "Hey, there's Pulsechain."
Right, and I think that is the strategy in which the founder Richard is probably looking at.
Yeah,
rotate,
surprise me.
Be the last runner, be the last leg of the relay, and just like have everyone just look for that next green candle gainer, and boom, there it is.
Exactly, and then fall in love with it because it's so much better than everything else, and then they stick around. No, but it would not surprise me for it to be a tactic. Yeah.
So, KRJ, Fat Sammy, we pulled up. If you don't know Miss Snowy, I know you have a baby there, but Fat Sammy didn't start Pulse Bitcoin, but he basically took the reins when this wild horse was running amongst in the desert, and helped collaborate with other people to pull it back. there's a time and place, I guess, maybe for that story, Fat Sammy. But what we have here from KRJ is the charts, and it looks like you're in for a good one here.
And you just got to watch this red line, so don't let it hit this red line again. You need to pump it. You already got 1, 2, 3, 4 times a break right here. So this wick that came in, that should have broke, but it didn't close. So you have one more chance to rocket this thing. But potentially you're going from 2 cents, and your next high is going to be 12 cents, and then you're up to 29 cents. So that's your projection according to the Fibonacci's. So you're making, ever since here, this is the very, very bottom. You're now making higher highs, higher lows. But look at, you're inside the golden pocket right here. This is where people will trade sideways for a little while before it decides what it wants to do. So if you can stay above this zone right over here, you're definitely going to continue upwards to this this level with no problem. You don't have much left holding you back, so you're literally looking at these support and resistance levels over here.
Yeah, I think the one of the things with Pulse Bitcoin is the fact that people mint it for free. The miners mint it for free, so at the first few halvings, it was such a high reward rate. It was essentially a dump token. So yeah, I'd like to see your analysis on ASIC. So obviously, this is just one of the pools. This is the 9-inch pool, the larger pool. We have another one on. This is a newer pool, but this one, you also have the PulseX pool. But yeah, the ASIC is kind of it's interesting to see what's going on with the ASIC, because it's kind of, that's a different mentality. You got the people that are kind of more long term in the project. I don't know. Some people are still treating their Pulse Bitcoin like a dump token. You're still getting those people dump every month, but every halving we go through, there's less dumping. So it's kind of interesting to see how the two kind of correlate comparatively. Obviously, that huge sell-off was when the previous administration just kind of abandoned it, and so kind of when we start to look at that baseline at the bottom, there's kind of when we took over the project.
Well, the first thing you gotta see is the support and resistance level. So from the bottom right over here, this was your last low right over here. So watch this zone right here to make sure you stay above, which you are. So you're starting out a new run basically right here. So this is like a massive pullback for your wave 1, and then you're gonna go up to wave 2 because you got nothing below this. So this was the bottom, and it starts a new reversal. So how far that's going to go, you technically can retrace all the way down to this. Since you know what your top is right here, your projected levels would be somewhere. Let's see where your pullback's going to be too. So if we stay within these candle body zones, your respected level to come back to, the lowest amount is going to be here, which lines up with the top of this right here. So as it sits, you're still bullish until you're bearish. You break this line, it needs 4 times to hit. Right now, you're only on hit number 2. I don't count that as a hit. You got a candle body close right here. This thing's annoying.
And would you mind checking out the Ethereum side of ASIC? It's doing something slightly different. Would you mind having a quick look at that for us?
Sure, we can do that for you. Line that up a little bit. Looks like you're
it's interesting because what we got right now is on the ETH side, we've got a much higher ASIC price and a much lower Pulse Bitcoin price, and then we got the opposite on the Pulsechain side. So we got completely different ways it's being kind of treated in a way.
This was 1 year, 8 months ago. This is the AC.
Yeah, that works. Use that one. Yeah. Well, no, that's Pulse. That's Pulse. Yeah, one of these ones. Yeah.
2 years ago.
That one. Yeah.
27% run. This one's 41% run. This is 2.
Go on the first Ethereum one there. That's the kind of major one.
What are we looking at for actual?
You had it there, just up there.
5,
That's it.
5. So this one looks like it's just playing catch up.
Yeah. So this one, you got a higher price. I mean, but liquidity is being kept low because what's been going on now is I think the Ethereum guys, they pumped up Pulse Bitcoin on the ETH side. They did some crazy X's in the last year. Basically, they pushed it up to like 20 cents or something. But they found that they just kept getting dumped on, because there was like these legacy whales that bought in, 25 cents on their ASIC, and they just were dumping. So every time they tried to pump it, I think we put in like $200,000 last year into trying to pump it, and people just kept dumping. So now they've shifted gear. They're saying, okay, we're going to now make ASIC, the digital miner, our store of value, rather than trying to make Pulse Bitcoin our store of value until a few halvings are out of the way. So I think that's why you're now seeing ASIC on that side start to go in an uptrend. And obviously people are also now pricing in the fact that we're doing this ASIC 2.0 development, where you're going to be able to, we've got a token launcher coming up basically, where you're going to be able to mine multiple tokens, not just Pulse Litecoin and Pulse Bitcoin, but you're going to be able to mine multiple tokens. Anyone can kind of come on and launch there. And the only way you'll be able to distribute will be through ASIC, mining through ASIC. So it's interesting, I think the Pulsechain side has got more development with 2FUCs. We're going to lock your Pulse Litecoin and Pulse Bitcoin together. That's probably why you're seeing Pulse Bitcoin outperform on the Pulse side. But on the Ethereum side, you haven't got that kind of those features which we have in Pulsechain. So that's why you're seeing those guys kind of start to buy up the ASIC, So it's interesting. That's kind of why we like having both sides. That came under a lot of criticism. A lot of people were critical of us keeping both sides open. But I think the benefit of it is that we get to kind of learn things, what works on each side, and see different behaviors from different kind of types of participants. But one thing we're going to try and keep going is whatever is launched on Pulsechain, we're going to make sure is copied on ETH side, and vice versa. Because it's a good way for us to capture users on the ETH side and bring them into Pulsechain eventually.
Yes, absolutely. So on the daily time frame, it still looks like it needs to scoop down and do some sort of a cup and a handle type of format, because right now you've broken 1, 2, 3, 4 times as a break. You've retested exactly on that trend line with that wick that came up, and now you got the second smaller break, 1, 2, 3, 4 times as a break. You wicked above it, but you're staying below. So you could expect maybe to come back up to retest this green line right over here, but then start to form your cup and a handle. The lowest you're going to go is this zone right here. So this was your last high. So you go.
Oh, we won't let it go that low. Trust me. I ain't gonna let it go that low.
Well, it's just lines on a chart is all it is. So
yeah.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it either way. So you put the point. You start off here. You put the 0.25 there. I do the same thing for everything. Right now you're inside the golden pocket, which is still very, very bullish. So can
you tell me what that means? You say we're inside the golden pocket.
Yes. So everything in life is based off of a golden ratio, the 618 golden ratio. So you're going to notice this chart, this Fibonacci right over here. If you flip it back and forth, if you click the reverse button, you're going to see this is the 618. And if you flip it, the 382 is also the 618. So the golden pocket is the ratio zone between when it's going up and when it's going down. So it's the 618. So everything in life is based off of that particular theory. And to be honest with you, this is just a psychological thing. People use the Fibonacci's a lot, but it actually works out really well. How can you tell me that this 0.5 closed the candle body? I didn't do nothing but start here. I put the 0.25 or the 0.75 right here. And then I basically just, measured it out that way. And this is how the chart ended up. How did this candle close at the 0.5 perfectly? How did it close at the golden ratio perfectly? Now you're inside the golden ratio, which means you should bounce up to this level and stay in between. Keep in mind, this is a logarithmic chart. So this is more like a parabolic exponential type of trading chart that you're looking at. So right now you're trading sideways, and this is your weak zone. So if you become weak again, this is the lowest level that you would trade to. Why? Because you have an Elliott wave structure, which is the same basic principles as it uses the Fibonacci in this.
I need to learn these Elliott waves, man. I mean, I understand these Fibonacci's. I've always struggled with the golden pocket. I mean, I understand that it's an area that you want to hit in a bullish area, right? It's usually a nice target zone. but I just kind of struggle with the psychology of why that golden pocket exists. I think you've described that to me. Thank you.
Well, you can look at a few things like the 618, the 382, and the 1618 have all different types of levels. You can see where you're at right here, the 1618. If you just draw from here to here, a Fibonacci level, you can see the 1618 hits this level perfectly and it blasted right through it, which means you're going to go up to the next fib. So in this case, you can probably draw it up right over here and see where you end up. And this is your golden pocket zone. So you draw from the bottom to the golden pocket. Here's your other half of the golden pocket. It's a ratio. So from your fingertips to your shoulder, your elbow is going to be your golden ratio. You know, if you look at your hand, you take from your wrist to your pinky, or your top of your finger to your wrist. This is going to be the 618.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
This is going to be the 618. From here to here, this is 618. So everything is based off of that. All the flowers, everything.
Yeah, I've heard about the tortoise shells and all that. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Thank you so much.
It's very I mean, I didn't really believe these stupid lines until I actually got to play with them in real life, and holy cow, they blow my mind. So support and resistance is the first thing you would learn in trading, because everybody's basing. You have bots, you have people taking profit at these particular levels, 50%, 100%. But one thing that a lot of people don't realize when they're trading is, I tried to explain this the other day, but your bear run is worse than your bull run, because if you are trading an asset at $1, for example, let's say you buy in at $1. Let's say Bitcoin went to $20,000, for example, and people bought in there. You're going, if you get a 50% drop on that dollar, you're going to be down to 50 cents. Now you get the guys that are buying in at 50 cents, and this thing goes up 50%. Well, how much do you have if you buy in at 50 cents? You're at 75 cents. You know, you're not going back up to that dollar with the 50% move upwards. So you're not going to have that much. You have to go, if you're at 50 cents and you want to get back to $1, you have to have 100% move.
Yeah, you have to that's why you have to go. When you move, you have to move fast. I think that's what we learned with the hex chart is, if you want to push price, you have to push fast and push hard.
Yes. So dollar cost average is the way to go, and trading is difficult. Yeah. But again, it's all based off of these stupid lines, I'd call them. But the horizontal lines, the vertical lines, they all play a real big role in predicting the price action, unless there's manipulation, obviously. So right now you're in the golden ratio on the logarithmic chart, so it's still bullish until it's bearish. So we just watch out for a few more trend lines, stay above there, and I mean you got a long potential to go. Like you're talking $6 a token right now on that, from 8 cents.
Boom.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And if you guys don't know, on Saturday, KRJ queues up our TA and charts. I mean, I think that you were cooking for like an hour and a half last Saturday.
That was awesome. And I watched the whole thing. That was awesome.
And just to let this guy know, no, we don't always just talk about shit coins, buddy. And just to be quite frank, obviously, hey, we are the shitcoin of shitcoins on Pulsechain over here with King and Queen Pooey. And if you don't know, you don't know. But we do talk a lot of TA and charts as far as Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, all the charts, Solana, Pulsechain, all the good, everything that everyone craves. And if you don't know, you don't know. It's all about capturing the culture. And so much of what we're doing is to capture the culture and create community. And if you ask Miss Snowy, there's a lot of culture in where she's at and the things that she's doing. And it's just not blue chips. There's a lot of fanatics and people that are excited about art and NFTs and music and all kinds of things that Bitcoin and Ethereum just don't provide, just because they're the L1. I'll admit that I still am. Your Pulsechain, your Pulsex, your Hex, RH Maxi, and all that kind of good stuff. But there's a lot of great people out here making community efforts to bring people into DeFi. With that being said, DeFi Nation, welcome to the show, man.
Hey guys, how's everyone doing?
Doing good, man.
All right.
Good. Yeah, I was on a voice chat with Sammy before he jumped on, and I said, I'll probably jump on with you. So,
All right, cool. Yeah, man.
Just to say on that point, I know someone said that talking about shit coins don't get views, and that's right. But look, all of us here, we're all Pulsicans, we're all Hexicans, and we can talk about that stuff all day. There's plenty of people that do it better, you know. but sometimes, you know, you also want to be creative. So we do create coins, we build, we grow, and that's how we kind of spend our time, you know. We make our money with the big coins, but we have to unleash our passion with the small stuff, and maybe the small stuff will become big stuff one day, you know.
You know, and I want to, how do I preface this? There's nothing wrong with being a hodler and a diamond hand individual that just hodls and DCAs. But I feel like when you enter the market and you start building, and the people that want to throw stones at people that are building and spending time and sacrificing maybe time away from this or that because they're trying to build out the blockchain to be more prevalent and more vibrant, people just don't know what happens behind the scenes. They don't know the stuff that KRJ, I know that the stuff that you cook as far as making websites and doing all the AI, building out games, they don't see all the sacrifices that they do. They don't understand that, you know, that when we started King Pooey, it was a shit show. And you know who backed up the truck to make refunds and spend 500 million plus in Pulsechain to pay out refunds? This guy. You know what I mean? And it's because we have conviction and belief in what we're doing. We have conviction in Pulsechain and Richard and everything we're doing. I'll get off my soapbox on that because I'm trying to do a better job of not focusing on things that just don't progress things in the right direction. I'm trying to focus on the things that are like that move the needle forward. And there's always going to be noise. There's always going to be people that throw stones, and that's just the fact of the matter. But DeFi Nation, I don't know if you guys could share exactly maybe what you guys were talking about, but it sounds like you guys are cooking.
Yeah, so we're working like with a group of devs right now on kind of like what we're calling ASIC 2.0.
Okay.
It's going to be a launch pad. So basically, right now, so it's how it started with ASIC mining. It's kind of like a replication of the ASIC hardware. Original Bitcoin, native Bitcoin is mined through the ASIC hardware, and it originally mined like other tokens like Dogecoin, Litecoin, Ravencoin, a number of other ones. So the vision was always to have more than just Pulse Bitcoin, just like the DeFi version of Bitcoin for Pulsechain to be mined. So then one of the developers, Corky, developed the dual mining functionality where when he launched Pulse Litecoin, now you're mining Pulse Bitcoin and Pulse Litecoin together simultaneously. But the vision has always been to like mine multiple tokens, like many other tokens. And rather than just keep launching new tokens ourselves, we said, well, why don't we make it open source, turn it into a launch pad where anybody can launch their own token, and then it's automatically being mined by all the ASIC miners as like a distribution model. So they're getting their tokens in the hands of thousands of new miners like right away, instead of like trying to build a holder base on their own, which is very tough sometimes. I think KRJ was even telling us, he launched a token and that was one of his challenges, was to get the holder count up. And that's like giving you the opportunity to have, a large amount of holders like right off the bat, because as people are mining, it's just going to be claimed to every person's wallet that's mining, and it's just going to be, like more tokens that are growing every time they're starting their miners every month. So that's kind of what we're working on right now. We're just kind of fine tuning what the features and what the capabilities will be, and then the dev work will start on it, and we're going to have a roadmap come out and when that will be released and everything. So it
sounds like you guys are working in the background where not everyone sees you guys working out in the fields. There's a lot of work in the back. It's just kind of me hammering home the fact that you guys are working and sacrificing a lot of time in the background in order to make not only just Pulse Bitcoin great, but also Pulsechain as a whole great. I mean, these are all the integral parts that like come together. I know there's a lot of different dev teams and teams working in order to, like, an airport consists of different airlines coming into it. It's just not Hex flying into the airport. And that, like, there's ways that you could profit off having a piece or ownership of that airport from all these different coins and their activities. Then you guys are right there in the mix of it and doing your thing. So, you know, shout out to you guys for just working hard, obviously taking sacrifices, flying to places to have meetings and discuss opportunities for your thing to grow. Again, no one knows that you guys are like spending your own money to make something grow in order for Pulsechain to become more vibrant. So thank you.
Yeah, I see this as like a really great like onboarding tool to Pulsechain. First, like it will be on both chains. It'll be on Ethereum and Pulsechain, so people can kind of like you know, they can start creating tokens on Ethereum if they wish, have them being mined right away. But then as they learn about Pulsechain, they can easily just bridge over and start, you know, doing the same thing, launching tokens or just mining new tokens. And as it grows, I mean, right now the APY on mining just Pulse Bitcoin and Pulse Litecoin is around 56% yearly with the two tokens. So once we have, you know, dozens of new tokens that are being mined, that can easily 10x that APY, and then people are earning, you know, hundreds of percent solo mining, you know, without the impairment loss risk of you know, providing liquidity. So yeah, it's just a new, you know, something that expands upon the ecosystem. We're also talking about making a minimum amount of liquidity that has to be burned right off the bat. So it would basically make it where any token that's launched on the launchpad would be like unruggable tokens, and minimizing the amount of like the OA, like the founder supply, minimizing it where, you know, the token creators aren't going to be able to own like 80-90% of the supply. They're going to have like, you know, whatever amount of supply that they're going to need for liquidity, you know, team and marketing, but they're not going to be able to like dump on their holders if they're only limited to, you know, the amount of supply that they can take to their address. So
beautiful.
Yeah, can I just say one thing? And again, being on both chains, like there's not many projects in Pulsechain like us who are kind of sticking with two chains. And again, it's interesting because we find that, okay, like we kind of get, there's people that have a lot of money on the Ethereum side, but we're seeing a lot of the dev work, a lot of the passionate dev work going on right now is on the Pulsechain side, you know? So we kind of get the benefit from over there, and both sides benefit. So I think us keeping that ETH door open is a really key aspect of onboarding. For instance, like right now, the highest price token in the whole Pulse Bitcoin ecosystem is ASIC on the ETH side. So if those guys want to kind of keep pushing their price up, which I think they can, that's going to be very attractive to people just on a price chart. If they see a price chart going up and to the right, you know, consistently over the next few years, that's going to be a nice advertisement. And then when they look at the token, they'll be like, oh shit, this thing's on Pulsechain. And when I go to the website about ASIC, it's all about Pulsechain. It's got all these extra stuff I can do. And do you know what I mean? I think it is a key onboarding thing for Pulsechain. So I think that's why we're kind of, even though the high price is on Ethereum, but the dev work's going on Pulsechain, they both win from each other. And I think we're going to try and integrate that and not be kind of biased on it. We're going to kind of use it as a kind of way to bring ETH people into Pulsechain.
I know, KRJ, you are integral behind, obviously, right down here, trade.kingpui.com. And really, it's just not about King Pui or Queen Pui. A lot of it is the opportunity in the bridge with Change Now, which Miss Snowy plays a lot over in Solana. So if people wanted to bridge in from Solana over to Pulsechain, it's all on that website. It's all, you know, the ability for people, like, we're always looking for onboarding. And people need to understand that it's not like just like this large vampire attack. That's not what it's about. I think that the opportunity to get in a place such as Pulsechain is about the opportunity for DeFi and the things that are being built over here that other chains, like when you look at Binance and or Solana, you think about the, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, Fast. I mean, how many validators does Pulsechain have around the world?
I think it's got over 40,000, isn't it? Well, it used to be 17,000. I haven't checked in a long time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like I guess what I'm trying to say is it's so spread out that it definitely makes it where it's like the grenade in the pin has been thrown out and no one can stop it.
Yeah.
No one can come in. And when you look at Binance, I forget what it is, but like there's really not that many validators for Binance.
And that's the thing, is that even Richard Hart's kind of thing, which I think was a good message to put out to everyone, saying, listen, we need to go out there and remind people that they get their free copies. It's something that Richard Hart was shouting from the rooftops early on, and we kind of forgot to do that. And after Richard Hart's tweet the other day, I've seen more and more people that I know start to remind Ethereum users they have got their hard copies over on the Pulsechain, and even the Trump team. I think even Barron Trump has $85,000 sitting over on the Pulsechain. So I think that's a good thing. And if we are building on Pulsechain, and you have got a community sitting on ETH, or you have got a community sitting on Solana, or whatever you're doing, it's a good. You've got to constantly find new avenues of saying, hey, oh, you've got this on Ethereum, come check it out on Pulsechain. Not just free tokens, but look, you're getting stuff built on top of what you have. You've got to kind of constantly have new attractive kind of features where you're kind of luring people in.
For sure.
Apart from especially when people bring candles.
Yeah,
I think that was one of the original visions of the original founder of Pulse Bitcoin ASIC that obviously burned his whole supply and handed the project over to the community, was that he felt that it was a kind of a simple concept of mining, just like Bitcoin miners, just like mining Ethereum. People kind of like already know that, so to get them to kind of like understand like a digital version of the proof of work mining, but instead of it being like having to have the hardware and all the overhead and electricity costs, you're just using proof of stake technology to do the same kind of mining. That's just like it's an easy onboarding tool to Pulsechain, because everybody knows about Bitcoin mining, and everybody, there's a lot of like OG Bitcoin miners, Ethereum miners that, there's a digital version of mining. I can mine all these tokens, if I have this ASIC token instead of, having to have the hardware. It's just like an easy sell for people to like bring them over to Pulsechain or like start on Ethereum and then like bridge into Pulsechain eventually. So.
Yeah, I'd just like to say as well, like, I'm quite well known, like, for sometimes kind of going off on one and being a bit offensive or pissing people off. And I've done that a lot in the past for Hexagons. Our previous, members have done the same. And I'd just like to apologize for that, but also say the beautiful thing about Pulse Bitcoin is that we used to have a founder that would do the same thing, right? We used to have other kind of whales that do the same thing. And the beautiful thing about Pulse Bitcoin is there is no leader. That's the beauty of it. There's no leader. There's no founder here. So it's truly DeFi. There is no Richard Hart in this ecosystem. So I think that's something where people kind of look at it and say, "Oh, you've only got $200,000 liquidity spread across all these pools." We go, "Yeah, because there's no leader. Come in and be the liquidity provider." So the criticism is actually the strength, and I think people are going to start to realize that as we go forward. It's a real experiment in decentralization. If you don't like what I say, come in and tell me to shut up and buy some tokens. It's as easy as that.
Well, all these prices and everything we're talking about is highly controlled by the liquidity of the main pair, which is either going to be Pulsechain, which a lot of things are tied to, or it's going to be Ethereum. So we're talking.
We're USDC on one side and we're Pulsechain on the other side. So yeah, the Pulse side is affected by the Ethereum and
with the ASIC or the Pulse Bitcoin. Are those able to be bridged back and forth? Is it the same contract?
Yeah, it's the same contract. So it's a fork of the contract. So what you have actually got some people that have taken the Ethereum Pulse Bitcoin and they've bridged it over, and so it's available to buy on Pulsechain.
Okay,
but they are duplicated. So you've got.
Do you know what the ratio is on either side on the value? You said it's duplicated, so you got an exact copy on the P side.
Yes,
and that's
it's just like hex, basically. Yeah.
Sure. So what are you doing with the, like, can you interchange them back and forth? Can you see the ratio that's on each side? And
No, that's only done through trading and liquidity. Again, a truly DeFi function. But no, there's what we find is we thought a lot of the time they'd go to parity, but what we're finding is very different sides of the community that are starting to choose different sides. But some of them are choosing certain sides because they're working on Ethereum right now. They're doing the Richard Hart thing where they're trading Ethereum, trying to accumulate Ethereum, and then they're going to sell their Ethereum at the top and come over to the Pulsechain. And then you've got the other side of the community, which is majority of our users who are Pulsechain focused, who just don't even mess around with the Ethereum side of things.
There's going to be a rubber band effect that's going to happen.
Yeah, but
the Ethereum side should be a higher price right now. And when Ethereum ends up getting its all-time high or breaks that all-time high, you're going to see the Ethereum side go up. But when you realize that how many X's that Pulsechain is going to do, you're going to see that the Pulsechain side just completely rockets.
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Just like the Ethereum, just like the Hex on the Pulsechain side just completely destroyed the Ethereum side.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of the design which we're going for. What we've got here in this system is I'd say it really simply. It's more complicated than this, but the really simple narrative is that if you guys followed Pulse Dogecoin when it first launched, we went from $1 up to $7, and then we went from $2 up to $8, then $3 up to $9 over the space of 7-8 months, when the whole crypto market was crashing, when Hex went to 50 cents down to nothing, when Ethereum went down to its all-time low, when Bitcoin and Pulse Dogecoin was going up because it was tied to USDC. So what we've learned from this is that we can have our Ethereum side is going to be our store of value in a bear market because we're tied to USDC. So yes, and right now we're struggling with price on the Pulsechain side just because Ethereum is going down and we're tied with, like, everything is struggling on the Pulsechain because of that. So we've got an element where people can run up and make some crazy gains because we're tied with Pulse and have limited supply in the bull run. And then when they want to preserve their wealth but stay within the ecosystem, they can go back to the Ethereum side for that 6-month bear market, and then they can redistribute back onto that Pulsechain side. So I think that's a unique model which we have, which a lot of people aren't really kind of realizing at the moment. But at least we have all the development will be duplicated on both.
Yeah, well, we still got a little bit of time left before the February and the taxes and all that money starts coming in. And we ran up really hard in October. So we had a 4-year span where we were sitting at that 69, 70K level. So we do have the potential on Bitcoin to drop all the way down to 74K. It's unbelievable.
I don't see that. I mean, for me, I see Bitcoin. I mean, first of all, I was very impressed by that buy off here. I know we're dumping again right now. I mean, just looking at the charts right now, but I honestly think, we'll probably touch 96,000 on Bitcoin, 968. The 618 Fibonacci. We could even touch the 768, which will be down at what 93. But I strongly believe, and I'll put myself out there, I strongly believe that will be the bottom, which is still a higher low. I'm not really concerned. I mean, I'm still holding my long positions. I bought up top, bought at 3,200 on Ethereum. I rebought at $3,000, earlier today. I'll be rebuying at 2009 if we touch that. It's not a concern for me. I think this is a massive shakeout. It's not a concern for me. I'm not sure about
what was the sell-off today across the market? Was it something with the jobs report or something CPI related?
It's a mixture of things. I think a lot of people there was too much liquidity sitting there. There was too much liquidity that needs to be grabbed below. There was too much dumb money in the market. We needed to sell off, and then you had this Chinese FUD that came in. But I think all the smart people were talking about this coming for quite a while for the last few weeks. It's no surprise to me. I think a lot of exchanges were also selling off to try and liquidate some people. I think it's a natural thing that needs to be done. I think there was too much expectation from Trump coming in that we were just going to go up. And as you know, as most of the market thinks something's going to happen, it tends to go the other way to wash people out. And I think as long as Bitcoin is above, let's say 91,000, 90,000, as long as Ethereum doesn't go below 2,900, I think we're in a very good position. Personally, I'm not sure what KRJ thinks.
I'll show you what I think. How about that? Got a couple of key levels to look at. But when you look at a Fibonacci, Bitcoin likes to do these things called monster eyes, I call them. I used to draw little eyeballs in this little area, but then you get this double top and then it drops. So you got the same thing right here with the double tops, and then it drops. This would be considered the Bart Simpson pattern, which comes up, trades sideways, and then you get a sharp dip, and then it breaks up. So, but if you do the same thing up as you do down, since I can confirm that this is now a double top, I put the 0.25 right here on that level, and that's going to bring me right down to 80K. That is the most respectable place for it to pull down from. You have a nice support right over here at this level, which is the golden pocket, the bottom of the golden pocket. So that is semi-bullish, but we're already down here in this level. We already broke this level. So you see how this comes down and it broke below here? This broke below this. That means it's going to continue going down. So
yeah, so you're looking for that triple bottom there at the 0.618. I see that. I would agree with that in traditional markets, but because the fundamental analysis is going on right now with the US government, I don't see that happening. I could be wrong, but I think because of the fundamentals, I don't think we're going to retrace that deep. I think you even saw today the buy orders that came in. Obviously, some people sold it off, but I don't see those prices coming in. I think people would love to buy those prices, but I think you've got so many sell orders at around 91,000. Sorry, so many buy orders, limit orders coming in at 91. We'll see if I'm wrong, but I personally think the 91 will be the lowest we go to on this retrace. But we'll see. We'll see.
Big steps. We're looking at that 93 like that.
Yeah, 93. Yeah, sorry.
Look at that 93. If you can break that level, that's going to break this big trend line right here.
Yeah,
that'll confirm bearish. But.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we break that 91, I think a lot of people are, let's say you've got a 3x or a 5x leverage, from before we broke out recently. If you start dipping below 90, yeah, you're gonna wash out a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people are gonna hurt after that, including myself.
Miss Snowy, what say to you there? I know that you're being a mom over there. I don't know if you want to hop in here on the conversation about what you're thinking and seeing as far as the blue chips and what have you. I think the queen's being a mom.
Yeah, the queen is being a mom.
Yeah, it looks like after the beginning of February, this is February 7th, where it intersects between the downwards trend line and here. So we're talking February 7th. So if we do get a massive drop, you're going to see something like this happen right here, and then it turns around from there. So that's the worst case scenario right now.
Yeah, I mean, also you got some other factors coming in. Obviously, this XRP is starting to share some of the space with Bitcoin now, being the third largest crypto right now. You're getting Ripple, which is kind of doing a lot of unfavorable things right now. They're stealing a lot of thunder from Bitcoin. You saw the Trump coin, the Milana coin, which stole a lot of liquidity. You saw obviously the Sell the News event with the Trump inauguration. So I think a lot of that has kind of been factored into what's going on right now. And obviously the poor performance of ETH leadership, hopefully that's turning around now. But yeah, it could go anyway, right?
Yeah, we just don't want to see something like the assassination on Trump and the attempted assassination that somebody shorted his Trump stock, his DJT, just before that happened. So
yes. I was actually trading that at the time.
Were you really?
Yeah, I actually bought that stock about 2 months before, and luckily I sold it just before that assassination attempt. I only made like 20% or something. Nothing. I made nothing really, but then I was thanking my lucky stars that it. I think after he survived it, it pumped.
Yeah.
And then I sold it, but yeah, then it just got wrecked after that. It just got totally wrecked.
Well, do you see the Trump token doing what Dogecoin did when Elon would casually just tweet about Dogecoin every now and then? How he'd say something, all of a sudden the price would pump. He'd say something, price would pump. Last time that I heard Trump say something about his token, he was like, "Yeah, I don't know nothing about it. What's the price?" Oh,
yeah. I think he understands that that you don't really want to run the market like that.
Well,
Right.
he didn't create the token. Somebody else created the token for him, which puts you in the same ideology that this is another thing like
I don't think Richard Hart created Pulsechain, so I think it's the same thing. I don't
You
think
don't think Richard Hart created Pulsechain? Well, he probably put his idea behind it.
No, I don't think Richard Hart
Behind it.
created Pulsechain. I think he likes Hex. I think he was pressured by his whale group to create Pulsechain. I even still stand by the fact that if Pulsechain was never created, the Hex would be a much higher price than it is now. I don't think you'd see the pain we're seeing right now. But again, I think if Pulsechain never existed, Hex could be at multiple dollars right now. But I still think this hurt that we're going through will be more beneficial in the long run, and I'm so happy Pulsechain is here. But has it hurt our price? Yeah, it has.
Well, all I can say about the trading market is just whatever you're doing, just hold off. If the bear market starts dropping, just be careful because we have a long road ahead of us as far as bull goes. And like I said, February starts that bull run again when people start getting their taxes and start the everything's going to be hype. You're going to see AI tokens come out, and the AI tokens are going to be just pumping the crap out of all the social medias that are out there. Now that Meta is making some changes to their platform, you can see that they're going to be competing now with X. So you got double the amount of people, and you got a brand new crowd that's going to be coming into the market right now. We're talking February, March, April is going to be just a blast off. But we got to wait for these things to happen. Every year it's the same thing. January is just a depressing month.
Yeah, so last cycle, like the parabolic stage of the bull run really started 4 years ago in 2021. It was like end of January when Elon Musk started like tweeting about Doge, and then Doge did like multiple 10x's. I think it did like 100x, like just from him talking about it. A lot of people saying that Trump launching his coin was going to be kind of like the catalyst for this bull run for it to like kind of get altcoin season started and get retail to come in. And yeah, so I mean, we've kind of had a little slow month, but I mean, there's so many bullish things with all the executive orders he signed, the new crypto czar, crypto friendly administration, and then everything that he's probably going to make no capital gains tax on U.S. traded cryptos, I imagine, at some point. That could be the catalyst for everything to kind of blast off.
Yeah, did you see that they started a new government website called doge.gov? And I tweeted, I took a screenshot and tweeted the first picture they had up on that site was a picture of Dogecoin.
Yeah, it's a Department of Government.
On my Twitter, on my tweet, it actually has that. I screenshotted it. And then like 2 days later, they changed it to some dog and then it says Doge, which looked like a meme. But you go there now and it's completely gone. So he must have got that's Elon's Department of Government Efficiency, and then Vivek was in that group, but then I guess he just kind of left. But it's talked about every day on Fox News and MSNBC. Like they say Doge every day, and then they often say, oh, from the popular crypto, I think Robinhood made a lot of money off that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'll bet they did.
That was one of the first meme coins that were on there. You had Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, but then you had Dogecoin, which is just out of the norm on that platform. So.
The funny thing is the tokenomics. Like I still to this day, every time that thing pumps, I'm like, how the? If you look at the tokenomics of that thing, it's got the most insane inflation than any other token, and it still somehow goes up. I just can't believe it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how, again, with Doge, it's crazy to think that like even the founder pretty much was like, I just did it as a joke. And it's amazing how something can become so viral and just take off. But
it's the best example of the power of adoption, even if you have huge selling power in terms of inflation. You can still go up if you get mass adoption. That's what Doge represents for me. Every time I see it go up, I'm like, wow, you're printing like 1 million tokens a day and you're still going up.
So I want to go around the horn and kind of bring things to closing out outro, we got, whether you like it or not, I'd imagine, like, I know that even like the Tang Gang's pretty controversial, but I still have like Too Spooky and Orange Gooey that we both follow each other. I wouldn't be surprised on the shit show that we have them on at some point. But tomorrow we have Richard Hart's brother on. You know what I mean? And the one thing I do like what he's doing is he's working with Eco Builder. They're trying to set up that reality show for crypto show, or that reality crypto show that we talked about last. He's a polarizing individual within the community. He's coming on tomorrow, and then we have Show Gates coming on Wednesday, and then we'll spin things down with open mic on Thursday, and then of course we have our own right here, KRJ, on Saturday for TA and charts. And that's across the board, you guys. It's just not.
That's a nice lineup, man. That's a beautiful lineup there.
Yeah. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if I get interrupted by all my queens and kings down in Panama right now. We have SJ, RG3, Corey the Investor, Corey Geary, Vets in Crypto, AJRipCity. Of course, we have Randy Hilarski all down there. I would not be surprised if there's like a Thursday bombardment of just live viewership for everyone, just kind of like a peek behind the curtain of people just doing networking. A lot of people get upset about paid events or what have you. They're down there shaking hands. They're down there thinking about things that we spoke about earlier, as far as the sacrifices and the things that people do behind the curtain to make things great. It's not just some big cabal of people just conspiring to freaking, vampire attack. They're looking to make Pulsechain great. That's what it comes down to. And so you have a lot of builders and a lot of people that want Pulsechain to be great. They're teeing things up down in Panama this week. And then next March, here coming up soon, there's the Pulsechain, tour, which is going to be cool. Like I said, there's a lot of great things. The golf tournament. I know that we're sponsoring a hole down there with Vets in Crypto, King Pooey and Queen Pooey. And we're just going to be out there just like, I even think, I don't know if Ted, you're down there, but you don't need to dox yourself. I'm pretty sure you're down there in Panama doing your thing. Much love, oi to the Red Squirrel. So a lot of great things coming, and I think it all coincides with what you were saying, KRJ, as far as like that February, March. If we could get just that massive energy, and like the one thing Hexagons and Pulsekins do great is we can market. We can pound the drum like no one else on Twitter and X.
Yeah, looking at the everything that's going on, getting behind these people that are putting on these shows and doing this work in the background, you can see people like Executioner, and these are all trusted programs and projects to be behind, because these are the ones that are going to outlast 1, 2, 3, 4 cycles.
Yep.
This isn't a beginning and an end. We're not here to be able to yank out liquidity out of the market, out of the project. So we're building at the bottom, and this is going to take off massively. So on Saturday, I'm even trying to put together a few things where I can even do a giveaway. I might do a secret word in the middle of the show or something like that. Slip one in and see if anybody knows. But this is the things that we want to start to get more engagement. That's the biggest thing we're looking for on social media. So,
yeah, KRJ, you can promote that giveaway in the new shill group I set up on Telegram, the Pulsechain Alt shill zone that you're in there.
Oh yeah. That's my new place to hang out. I'm looking at all the stuff, going, no, yes,
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to grow that. It's up to like 150 members.
I see KRG in there is trying to say, yeah, don't touch that one. Yeah, maybe touch this one. trying to save some people in there.
I saw some people get pissed when like non-Pulsechain projects, got posted. But then I was like, well, why do we want to just be in the same echo chamber of only people on Pulsechain seeing the Pulsechain, stuff like all the altcoins? That why not have people from other chains come in, and they're going to see like 90% stuff Pulsechain, even if they're allowed to shill, and then they're going to get exposed to the altcoins on Pulsechain and possibly on board, because you don't want to just be in the same echo chamber of just only like Pulsechain people, right?
Well, and it's no, there's not a lot of money here. People are crying because the price is down. Whereas if you're talking about something like Sui, you're going to bring that much more attention in. Like B Roots has little show that he does where he can talk about other people's projects and stuff. You know,
Mhm.
that's bringing in their engagement. So
Yeah.
if you get engagement from other chains, you're going to get that. It's going to be cross chain. We want that.
Yeah, exactly. That's my whole the more the merrier kind of thing. Like let everybody in, let everybody show. And
Expand
then,
it, except for
They're
Solana. Leave Solana out.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Snowy's gonna be
let him in.
pissed.
Let him in.
Miss Snowy's gonna be pissed. Hey, I threw that Telegram channel.
No, actually not. Just leave Solana out.
All right.
No,
real
no,
though,
come
Solana
come
sucks.
in,
I'm not
chill.
gonna-
Come
I'm
in
not
and
gonna
chill.
pick on-
Somebody gives a
No,
hard time.
bring it in. Don't bring it in. I'm just giving you a hard time. I just think that.
Oh, and KRG, I know we got to go, but KRG,
Yeah.
can you send the
There's a
green
lot
link?
more
I'll
money
chat
on
to you
Solana.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. If anyone else have about 30 seconds of just kind of like tee it off, your goodbyes to the open mic, anything else you guys want to tee up?
I'll see you Saturday. Peace.
All
Maybe
right.
Friday.
Yeah, I look forward to the Saturday TA show. Honestly, man, I'm rewatching the shit show every week, every day this week because that lineup, man, sounds fire. Honestly, and so yeah, feel free to share all the links in our show group. Feel free to share in Pulse Bitcoin. We want to support you guys. It's a great show.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
man.
we got an AMA coming up with the Function Island team, the Function Island Yield Farms.
Yep.
And it's DeFi Prince. He has a shows group as well, like DeFi Prince Lounge. So we'll be having that AMA probably as a Twitter space coming up soon. We can promote that.
Awesome. Yeah.
With Pulse Bitcoin community, actually.
I've been seeing that come up where I seen a couple like my boy Yep is with them doing their thing, and I know that Gelato looks like they got teamed up with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Gelato team did an AMA with Function Island. IMPLS, the protocol I'm involved with, has done them. Also, I think Anti-Gravity just recently had one. So yeah, there'll be the Pulse Bitcoin team kind of like doing one soon here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, don't fade Anti-Gravity. I mean, they got some interesting tokenomics with 15 smart contracts working in concert, and they got some stickiness to it with these fuel cells, and it keeps people engaged. It's similar to, not similar. I don't want to put, Hex is the GOAT, but the way that Hex keeps people involved is when you make a 5,555 day stake, you might walk away for a little bit, but you're engaged in the community for 15
That's your wife. That's your wife.
That's what I mean. That keeps
you ain't dating. You're getting married.
That's what I mean. You're involved. You know what I mean? You're putting stuff on your calendar. Smolovs are Anti-Gravity. Hey, with that being said, I'm going to tee up, like I said, this week is kind of it's an interesting one. You got, obviously Richard Hart's brother coming in. Like I said, he's polarizing. And then you have Shell Gates, which is kind of a, new kid on the block, if you will. So with that being said, I think I'll go ahead and pull up the Richard Hart brothers video brought to us from AJ. You guys have a great day. Thanks for joining the open mic. Peace.
In the land of Bowie, where the tokens play, Richard Hart's the king, leading the way. He stole up the day, golden and grand, for his dear mom in this magical land. King Bowie, where memes and DeFi meet. Flush your doubts away, feel the crypto beat. In Bowie land, where life is the key. Join the kingdom now, come and see. Tokens down the drain, not lost but found. In the kingdom of Bowie, where riches abound. Richard Hart reigns with the scepter so bright, turning waste into wealth with all his might. King Bowie, where memes and DeFi meet. Flush your doubts away, feel the crypto beat. In Bowie land, where laughter's the key. Join the kingdom now, come and see. From the day's first gleam to Pulsechain stream, every flush brings a dream. With humor and grace in this magical place, Bowie lands a space where dreams embrace. King Bowie, where memes and DeFi meet. Flush your doubts away, feel the crypto beat. In Bowie land, where laughter's the key. Join the kingdom now, come and see. So come
Hey, you guys, thanks for joining the shit show today. Open mic, all that kind of good stuff. Shout out to Miss Snowy, DeFi Nation, Fat Sammy, of course, and our boy KRJ. And if you don't know, KRJ does the TA and charts on Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the show. With that being said, thank you everyone for joining. Hit the likes, join, share, all that kind of good shit. And we'll be here tomorrow with Richard Hart's brother, which is kind of I don't think it really is. I mean, he tries to claim it is. But anyways, point being, he's coming on the show tomorrow. We got Show Gates coming on Wednesday and then open mic on Thursday. You guys have a great day.
Do you want to be a king? Do you want to be a queen? Sitting on the throne, living in...
It's Richard Hart, rumored billionaire and bidet service technician. I'm here to install your bidet, sir. Here we go. Look at that technology right there. It's going to wash your butt, and your butt's going to be clean. Let's get to work. Woo! Ooh, doggy. Wow, this thing actually works great. Well, anyway, Richard Hart here, rumored to be a billionaire, installing a bidet for someone that I love. And, it seems to work just fine. It only cost $100, and well, I don't see any leaks. So, clean butts for everybody.
Do you want to